Everybody, welcome once again to the Novice to Legendary recapisode. That's right, we actually had a session this week because none of us really care to watch the Super Bowl. Although we did get updates from Cade every so often, but me, I was just like, yeah, okay, that's great. Let's get back to the game. So, anyways, after we decided to, in the previous session to make our way back to Hellsgate to rescue Lady Fatima, Fatima, Auntie Fatima, if you ask Jayag, who was also on our list of people to be rescued. We found our way back to Hell's Gate, and after running through a town that's surprisingly infested with zombies again, we met back up with Andriox, our good friend who is the paladin who keeps losing his arms and his limbs and replacing them with demonic ones, which is kind of a funny thing for a paladin to do, but okay. So, anyways, it's great to be able to get caught back up with him a little bit and to go through things with him. Well, I think it seems like the last time we've actually been involved in a combat with him was way back when actually Mukask died. But anyways, we got caught up. We got him we introduced him to the newest members of the group. Found that Jayag was also on his list of the fallen that somehow shows up on his arm. And then we went on to actually try and make our way into the wizard's tower. And at first, after everybody tried to just kind of look for an alternate, just like a hidden door or something, I just walked through. Thought I'd give it a shot, see if I was still allowed in. Turns out I was, and after a few failed attempts at trying to figure out how to open the door for everybody else, including blowing a third level spell slot, which I have in very short supply right now, on counterspell, which didn't work. Probably wouldn't have anyhow, but I was like, you know what, it's abjuration. It's worth a shot. Anyways, after trying to do that, I thought I'd try and get back into the library that was in the tower. This is something that actually came up while I was away on vacation. Something that we had role played, that I had kind of role played through with our DM. Thought I'd try and get some help from this Sphinx that's kind of caged up in the library to get some answers on how to open that door. And it didn't work out because there were a couple of statues that I forgot were there that turned into flame spewing spider robot things. Clockwork flame spewing clockwork spider robot things. Whew, let's try to say that 5 times fast. Flame spewing maybe I'm really tired, but I just can't do it. So anyways, after that, just decided to just make my escape. And then we decided, and then, another idea came up. Lucian suggested, it's kind of weird, but let's try everybody just kind of holding onto like shears and shoulders and whatnot and just see if we can all walk through at once. I made it through, but poor Lucian got his hand stuck in the door. And after eventually extricating it from it, we decided to look for the other entrance that Andriox had somehow heard about while he was in town. And I kind of stepped away for a little bit. One of the things I like to try to do is keep hydrated, but when you hydrate, you also have to urinate. So I had to step away for a little bit to take care of that. And when I got back, everybody had found some little caves in the cliff facings of this canyon that was by the tower. And we tried to climb down there, but there was like a harpy that had come up and cut the rope. And then when Lucian had decided to try and climb down with his hand axes, something else had happened because he had seen, ooh, got an itch in my eye. Arrgh. Anyways, Lucian, in trying to climb down, had actually seen his wife and kids, wife and kid. I don't know how many kids Lucian apparently has, but they were kind of beckoning him to just let go and join them, which apparently he did. Andriox swooped down to to rescue him with his Asimar celestial temporary angel wings thing. After I had actually expended my one usage of Featherfall from that spellbook that we got way back after, in that bar fight where people had died. You hear maybe a little bit about it. If I can find it, that video, I'll link it or something. Anyways, so managed to save him, and it was a great bit of role playing for Andriox. It's just like, I will not lose another one. And then we found out when he said, at this point, I'm going to rage. I had a little bit, I freaked out a little bit because it's just. Just what happened? Everybody in the party, seems like everybody in the party is multiclassing except for me and Beheshter. Go figure. Sometimes I wonder what, I'm kind of half tempted to multiclass as well, although I'm still on the fence about it. It's tricky because it's like you have things that you would like to try and do, and then you kind of think about it. It's like your character would almost want to take this other path. So it's like, what do you do? How do you work that out? If you got any thoughts on that, leave it in the comment section. Do you do this do you make your character build decisions according to what you want or what your character would want? It might be a good thing to ponder and muse over at some point. Anyways, if you have any thoughts on that, comment section. Let's hear it. So anyways, after that whole business and during this whole thing with Andriox trying to carry Lucian to the cave, he gets attacked by a swarm of bats, but of course, none of this stuff that's been going on is things that any of the rest of us actually see, unless for some reason we actually go down into the canyon. It's very trippy because, seeing everybody just kind of spaz out and you're just going, what? You're just floating in the air right now. You're dangling from a rope. What's the big deal? Well, then it turns out, there's all these it's all illusion and everything. And the rest of us make our way into town after noticing that there's this pedestal thing in the cave that's on the opposite side. That's kind of underneath the town of Hellsgate. So we go back through. Since it was really late in the session, we just kind of made the decision. Let's just say, for expediency's sake, just say we've made it through there. Sometimes, you want to role play through things, and sometimes you just want to get to the good stuff. It all depends on how the GM, the DM, and the rest of the group really wants to handle it. Sometimes it even depends on the situation. So then we find out that this ingenious thing where there's like this pedestal of basically this ichor is like this ointment that actually helps you to see through illusions and whatnot. But in order to actually get it, you have to, pay a platinum coin. And of course, this is triggered one of many times where everybody's just going, freaking wizards. When yeah, wizards are just getting a bad rap in this game. Kind of thinking about it is, it seems like Shearzim and Taustra are like the only really decent wizards that we've run into so far. Everybody else has been jerks. Or just downright evil and power hungry. But, so anyways, we come to find out that there's like a really lovely glass bridge across the canyon after we have, used the ointment that, the ointment of illusion canceling. And we made our way across the bridge, showed Andriox and Lucian that bridge There was some face palming that happened then, and then that's pretty much the end of the session. So, like I said, this was just a quick recap episode, but it does kind of bring up the question, which I may do another video on in the future, about how to handle character progression as far as like the actual mechanical side of things, like the levels, classes, and what have you. Do you multi-class because it's what your character would do? Maybe shift away from this other class that may have been forced upon them, or do you make them just kind of roll with it and become like beast mode in whatever class they may have at the moment? That's kind of the thing here is, which way is it? Is it according to what you want for the character, according to what you think the character would want for themselves? Is it like a blend? Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.